Afro-Mexico, Yanga. Did you know that the first officially recognized free black community in the Americas was in Mexico? It began with runaway African slaves known as cimarrones who were brought to the coast of Veracruz to work in the sugar plantations. These cimarrones established communities known as palenques, which were clustered in the mountains of Orizaba. This region became a sanctuary that attracted cimarrones from other parts of Mexico. Together, they raided Spaniards carrying supplies along the Royal Road, the Camino Real, that went from Veracruz to Mexico City. They took food and weapons to defend themselves from Spanish officials seeking to crush the rebel communities. Spaniards in the region were so threatened by the palenques that in 1609, they complained to the viceroy that a group of black men, led by a former slave named Yanga, were planning an uprising to kill all the white men. The Spaniards identified Yanga as the key insurgent who led the free African slave communities in New Spain. He was born in 1554 in Bran, Central Africa, and was part of the Bantu culture. The Jesuit Padre Juan Laurencio, who knew him personally, learned that Yanga was a king back in his homeland before being enslaved. He was brought to Veracruz in 1579 and escaped, then fled to the mountains of Orizaba, where he joined other cimarrones and eventually became their leader. In 1609, Yanga and his men fought against an expedition led by Pedro González de Herrero from Puebla and his company of 200 Spaniards and mestizos. The cimarrones succeeded in repelling the army and even captured one of their men. Yanga sent him back with a letter addressed to González de Herrero, where he criticized the Spanish for their cruelty and declared that his people would not give up without a fight. So what convinced New Spain to grant this runaway African slave community autonomy and freedom? The first factor was that constant fighting with the palenques cost the Spaniards thousands of pesos. The viceroy Luis de Velasco probably felt that it was simpler to settle for peace and recognize their freedom. Second, the Spanish granted their independence on the condition that they would not accept any new runaway African slaves and had to surrender new cimarrones to Spanish officials. Third, along with other cimarron communities, they agreed to join the Spanish armies in campaigns against European pirates and other enemies. Fourth, they embraced Christianity. In Yanga's letter to González de Herrera, he requested that the Spaniards bring a Franciscan friar to confess them and to baptize their children. By 1618, this community was officially recognized as San Lorenzo de los Negros. What became of Yanga and his people? The free black community he helped to found, Yanga Veracruz, bears his name in his honor, and the municipality even includes him in their coat of arms. He had a son named Gaspar Yanga, who continued his father's legacy to protect the cimarrones. However, a Spanish Inquisition document recovered by the historian Vicente Riva Palacio revealed that Yanga was executed in 1612 along with 33 other black men and mulattoes. They were accused of conspiring to kill the white men of New Spain and were publicly hanged in the Plaza Mayor of Mexico City, only 3 years after the viceroy recognized the autonomy of the cimarron community. Among those killed was Yanga's sergeant at arms, an Angolan named Francisco de la Matosa. Yanga's legacy continues to live on in Veracruz and is honored as a symbol of liberation and a reminder of Mexico's often forgotten African-descended people.